Well, welcome everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? This is called spontaneous, really spontaneous for me. Well, hopefully y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, please drop a comment in the chat because right now I am having some technical difficulties, but that's okay. That is okay. That's what happens sometimes on these live stream shows. But it is good to be here with each and every one of y'all tonight. I appreciate those that are out there that are tuning in. And it is a very, very, very special week. Celebration, I guess, would be the more uh, way to call it. Uh, this week is National Biomedical and Clinical Engineering Week, and for those that are in the clinical engineering space or in the biomedical space, is a very special. It's a week to celebrate, and I think it's a very interesting week. So, now, guys, I'm just gonna have some fun here. Um, put some music in the background. Trying out some new things because with this, just we may have some guests. I may have some people show up. We're not sure yet. We'll see if they show. But we are grateful to be here once again and to celebrate Biomedical Clinical Engineering Week. So, what is clinical engineering week? What is a biomedical or what's clinical engineering? Biomedical is really for in the dialysis space, or kind of the duck's feet of dialysis. There's something that uh, they do so much, and a lot of times they're behind the scenes, or they're the ones that make things go, which I think every portion of the team makes it go. Without the technicians, without the nurses, without the doctors, without whatever, there would be no dialysis. So every piece is important, and biomeds is a part of that team. And so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking a little bit about biomed, their importance, what they do, and just celebrating them, thanking every one of them that are out there. Yeah, just really, really, really excited about that. So what I'm going to do some. Well, that's not working. But it is interesting for biomeds. One of the first time when I was a dialysis patient, some of this is my story, is that I didn't really know what a biomed was. I remember, when I was on there, somebody say, "Go get the biomed and ask them about this and ask them about that." And they would come out and they would actually come out and take a look at the machine, and so I didn't really understand exactly what it was until later on down the road. Um, later on down the road, which is a story I'll get to later on, but it was interesting because as part of the main thing, I think, as someone that's actually been on dialysis, my main concern was to actually what's up, Doyle? How are you doing? You doing all right tonight? Having a good night? I hope so. It is always rising, Phoenix rising, but with the biomedical, sitting there at the patients, the main people that I saw was the patient care techs, or the CCHTs. There was also of course, the nephrologists, nurse practitioners, dietitians. But I never saw the biomeds, never really understood it. My main thing is, as a patient, go in, get my weight, and basically a normal day for someone that was on dialysis. Basically, you go to your treatment, show up at your allotted time, and then what you would do is, after that, is that I would actually go get my weight, and you weigh in, and then go to the machine. Now, the dialysis treatment generally lasts 4 hours. So we went in there and we'd get our weight, give the weight to the one that was taking care of me that day, and they'd enter things in the machine. And now, next thing I would be going, knowing as I would be going on my treatment and going on. But I didn't realize that the machine beside me, I didn't realize all the intricate parts that were keeping me alive, keeping me living, giving me extended my life, giving me another opportunity. And that's one thing about dialysis: it gave me an opportunity to live, an opportunity to having a have a family, an opportunity to be to eventually be a father, which I am today, and I'm very very grateful for my children, very grateful for where I'm at in life. It's just interesting, I sit there for 4 years and never really understood exactly what dialysis, if what biomed was, until one day we had I changed jobs. So a little bit of background about me and what in my career path, which I don't really talk a lot about, is my career path, and how I got from this point to that point in my career. One of the things, I started out in the plumbing industry back when I was 13, worked in the family business. Um, that was a blast. um, but we started out, helping my family, helping my uncle. We would dig ditches for plumbing lines, water lines, draining lines, and then next thing you know, we were doing this and that. Age 16, didn't really get into it. Okay. Sorry, guys. And I have a special guest coming on. We're trying to get him on. Let me see if this does anything. So anyhow, so my career path basically was quite simple. Just started out. That's simple. That's all. I'm distracted tonight, right? Just a little bit distracted. Hey, what's up, Richard? What's up, Rich? So, California Dream. Oops. Well, we got both. There's Dwaylen and there's Rich, and they are host of the Rich and Dwaylen show. So, anyhow, back to my long story about my career path. But anyway, I started in dialysis, or started in plumbing, and did drain line, water line, all that stuff. And then eventually, we were my uncle didn't have enough work to keep both of us busy, so I ended up transitioning over to retail, which did that, and actually sold plumbing parts and did things like that. And then ended up moving into the municipality water treatment industry, which was so much fun. But I found out at age 18, right around the time my uncle and I were doing really, really, really having a good. I love when people have conversations. I found out I had a love for water, and water treatment is very important. We need clean water. It's very important to everybody. It's a very important commodity, I would say. And so I got started in household water treatment, in the household, working on that, and then eventually I moved on to municipality, which is cities, towns, things like that, working on the water treatment industry in that area. Then after that, I was excited because I ended up moving. I was on dialysis. I was still working. I was at retail, but the schedule was really tough, especially for a dialysis patient. You have a certain treatment, but a lot of times retail schedules are kind of floating. You go in like 5 to 2 or 10 to 7 or 1 to 10, and it was just really really rough for me. So I was looking for something more consistent and found a job in the municipality water treatment industry. And just fell in love with water even more. And when I transitioned from the retail over into the municipality, I ended up going to, I went to the clinic. Okay, email. Hang on a second, folks. Got to make a quick email. Something ain't working right. Let's send this up. Oops. Okay. All right. That's awesome, Rich. That's awesome. Water dialysis, water treatment. And that's the funny thing. I didn't realize dialysis had water treatment as much as I loved water treatment. I did the municipality, like I said, treating water for cities and towns. I did household, which water softeners, pH neutralizers, some carbon filters and things like that. So ended up, I was so excited because I got this brand new job, and one of the technicians, she asked me, she goes, so I heard you're getting a new job because you're changing. You're changing jobs. I said, yeah, what I'm doing is I am going over to the municipality. To the municipality, I'm going to go do water. I've loved water treatment since I was 18. I had a very individual that sat down and showed me a lot of the water treatment stuff and in the household. So what ended up happening is she goes, well, have you ever thought about doing dialysis, water treatment for dialysis? And my first question was, dialysis has water treatment? I mean, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. Hey, honey. Hey, kids. How are y'all? Yeah. That is a very important portion of uh, dialysis water treatment. But anyhow, she told me about it. She said, there could be, look for opportunities in the dialysis if that's something you really want to do, want to help and give back. And within 2 years of being told that, I ended up going back into a job opportunity came open, and I ended up getting into as a biomedical equipment technician for dialysis. And it's been phenomenal. It has been absolutely phenomenal. We've had a blast doing it. And, one of the things that we do disinfect. That's a very important part of it. Oh, yes, Rich. Disinfection, water records, samplings, drawing cultures, making sure the water's clean, making sure the water's well within the standards that it needs to be in. Very important. I think in terms of RO is kind of the heart of dialysis. A lot of times, without the water, no dialysis. Without the water, no dialysis. So it was interesting going from that. I worked in municipality for 2 years, and next thing I know, I got transplanted in 2017. Within a few months, I ended up getting into the getting into the water treatment before actually transplanted and get back into dialysis and doing water treatment. And not just water treatment. There's a lot goes on. There's machine. They need preventive maintenance, and they need. Sometimes they'll need repaired. What's up, Alex? How are you doing? You doing good? It's good to have you here. Appreciate it. Hey, this chat's doing really well. We're talking about dialysis and biomedical. It's a lot of fun. Oh boy, descaling of the membranes. Occasional upgrades, yes, upgrades of machines. That is true. That does happen from time to time. And descaling of membranes. Awesome, Alex. That's good. But it has been interesting. The funny thing is, I did an interview the other day with Project Sandy. With Project Sandy out of the great state of Nevada. I was working with somebody the other day on that, doing an interview. And one of the things I said, I didn't realize I said it until somebody reached back and said they liked how they said, you never know where digging ditches could lead you. Because starting out in the plumbing industry, that's what I did. I dug ditches. I was digging ditches for water line, and now I'm here in the biomedical. So my day job really is biomedical, and then of course all this other stuff with KT is kind of the thing I enjoy doing when I get when I have time. And of course, I have a great team on both teams, both biomedical and KT. So. But it is. I think it's for me. It's fulfilling knowing that the job that I do, and I, like I said, I don't talk a lot about this, but the job that I do can have a positive impact on so many lives, and really keep things running smoothly. I think that's phenomenal. I love that about what I do. Like I say, but it is a lot of fun. There's different things like Rich was saying. There's descaling of the membranes. It's just a lot of things that go in behind the scenes for one treatment to be done. Or having clean water, and that takes a lot. Doing the machines. Like I said, today I just wanted to come on and just celebrate a little bit of what biomedical and clinical engineering and all of my fellow biomeds. I appreciate everything that you do, each and every one of you. You're making such a massive impact um, on someone's life. Oops. Let me go back to this one. What's the best part of my job? Best part of my job. That could going home once it's been a best part of my job. I think one part that I enjoy doing is if something does come up, that I'm able to figure it out and get everything back up and running. That's phenomenal. Another part that I really enjoy is, like I said, it does impact a lot of things. Just making sure that if the clinic runs smoothly, I think that's and there's no issues. That's a good part. That's a good feeling. It really is. What would I like to see improve our position? I think I'd like to see, it's not necessarily improving the position, but I would like to see more people interested in getting into the biomedical industry, to getting into as a biomed. Looking at people from high school and public schools to get them more interested and involved in how much this career path could give them fulfillment. I think that would be one thing would like to be, I wouldn't say improved, but I would say more noted out there, and more noted what biomes actually do. So, great question. I couldn't imagine being a biomed. Well, I don't. Oh boy, now they're all coming in. Well, I don't think, Doyle, I don't think I can imagine being a CCHT either. What time does my day start and end? Well, here's something I tell anybody that I train. I said, one thing about the biomeds is that your day starts as soon as the first treatment starts, and it ends at the end of the day when the last treatment ends. And so you never know. It depends on. There's so many different settings. You do outpatient clinics certain times of the day, and then you're looking into the acute, which could go on. So my day, I don't really have set times. It just starts when the first treatment starts, and it ends. To me, even though I'm home, my day doesn't really end until that last treatment's over, wherever it may be, whatever time it may be. Let's see. More awareness? Yes. Um, does your not sure about that, Dwayne. Why did I choose biomed over patient care? Okay, because I like water. That's one thing. I love water, and I couldn't stick a needle into my own arm, so I didn't want to have to give somebody the I don't want to say terror, but I didn't want to. I didn't feel confident doing that. So, and also the thing is too, you find if you know what you love to do, it's like I love water, and I knew I loved water. And the other thing is too, I enjoyed, back in the day, I was working with a lot of nonprofits and doing some advocacy. So I wanted to do a little bit more, and so taking the water portion which I love to do, and then applying it to helping dialysis, the people that are on dialysis. I think that's just fabulous, and I love what I do. I love what I do. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I really do. I really enjoy it. I don't know, Alex. Uh, I appreciate the compliment. Hey, Jessica, how are you? We are the heroes working behind the scenes. Oh, behind the scenes, that's for sure. Just some days we may be the heroes. Other days you wonder. Well, I appreciate everything that you are doing too, Jessica. You're doing wonderful work. Yeah, I mean, Dwaylen, it is. It's one of those things that um, that in my, I think it was the first second years that I realized that is that it starts and ends as the treatment starts and ends. I think portions of that come from where I was actually a patient, someone that actually did dialysis, and to understand the seriousness of it. And I know that it's not a 9 to 5 job. I can tell everybody that, but it is fulfilling. It is very fulfilling um, to do. I know that. So let's see here. But that's the one thing, celebrating our biomeds and to all of our biomeds out there. We appreciate what you do. I really, really do. All my fellow biomeds. There's many times it's some days. Some days it's an early morning and a late night. You never know. You never know what you're going to run to. I think that's the other thing too. See, I wondered. One reason I enjoyed plumbing was because that every day was different. I never had the same day. And in biomed, it's the same way. Every day is different. Some days you just got different things you have to do, different places. For me, I travel as a biomed, which I think some biomeds probably do travel. Um, and I think that would be. It does keep it interesting. It does keep it interesting. I see different places. Let's see. Feels as a biomed and dialysis technician needs more of a connection in the industry. How can we make that happen? Well, I think the first step on that, that's a great question, is that we we appreciate each other's job. We understand that both of our jobs are important. I saw it from both ends, and that would bring me to the story. I really never. One of the things is my first biomed that I actually really ever talked to. He came over and he talked to me, and he really made a good impression. But I think to have, with biomeds, I didn't really know much about them with patient care or CCH. CCHTs. I saw them a lot face to face, and biomeds I rarely saw them. So I think one thing is to appreciate each other's position and know that there's certain, there's things that people can take from both. I think is there. Well, I'd say this, Alex. I would say that I feel that there could be with everybody just collaboration more across all the boards, um, you know, in every area in every way. Because I think it is important, as a team, it's what you're doing. And I think if you, what is it that I say? If you focus on the multitude, you'll lose the one, but if you focus on the one, you'll gain the multitudes. So, focusing on the focus on if everybody focuses on the one patient, I think, or the one individual, they can actually come together and understand. What's the one saying? If you walk a day in your shoes, you know, if we each walked a day in each shoes, um, Only when they leave with no backups. Rich, you need to be on this show. We could have a chat about that. Hey, Rich, if you want to come on, just put a note in the comments if you have time. Let's see. Oops. Speaking of National Biomed Week, I had the honor and pleasure of taking a tour of H&S Technical. Yes, H&S Technical. So, with the machines and everything, there's a lot of things that have to be done, but there's meters that have to be used. So, there's different companies that will definitely calibrate, make sure everything's run smoothly with the meters and stuff. So, yes, that had to be awesome to them. That had to be phenomenal. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy the tour? No backups. Hey, that's cool though, man. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. LOL, Alexandra. That had to be an interesting tour. That had to be an interesting tour. Just seeing all the different things and all the different intricate parts. Going beyond the deck speed. Dwayne was amazed. That's wonderful. Hang on a second. Okay. Hello, Dr. Nupi. How are you doing today? Oops, hang on. I'm trying to do something here. Okay, hang on, guys. I gotta do something else. You need to pop up in here. I'm trying. This is not being very kind to me tonight. How are you doing, Dr. Nupi? It's good to see you here. We're talking about, for us over here, it's National Biomedical and Clinical Engineering. And if you're just joining us, that's actually what I do. I just did. Man, I'm going to tell you something, guys. I am having a blast here. Let's see. It was so good. It's 2 a.m. Yeah. Talking about that, Dr. Nupi, while you're on, I had a conversation with Dr. Ronnie Vora, and getting this, I know I'm way off subject now, but it is what it is. Going from UK time to EST time, oof. I woke up when I was supposed to be on the meeting. That was interesting. We had a wonderful meeting, though. Very good meeting. All right, Dwaylen, I did send you the link, so try it again. See what happens. Uh-oh, I heard something. What's up?
Hey, my man, what's going on?
Oh no, I am having a blast tonight.
I see you did an impromptu, and oh my goodness, this is not like you. I love it.
Man, I am having. So yeah, I'm sitting here playing around on Restream,
right?
And some of the stuff I learned from Gabe Leo. And so I'm having a blast on this, doing the chat.
Right.
Got the music, got the tunes going on.
I hear you jamming. I see Doctor. You see Dr. Nupi all the way from the UK. Hello, Rich. How you doing, Jessica? Thank you for joining us. Alexandra said, is there a dialysis desert where not many people have access to care? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, those are rural areas. Oh, And what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, I would, for me, it would be in my country, my home country,
I got
Guatemala.
you. I see.
They don't. Had I not been adopted, Dwaylen, I'd have probably been on the side of the road pushing up daisies.
And also I think with Alex, I think with that question, you probably meaning if I'm not mistaken, when you say dialysis desert, I'm assuming probably like in rural areas. I do know whenever I lived in Alaska, I do know that some people had to travel as far as like 4 or 5 hours just to come to the facility in Anchorage, Alaska. Now here in Phoenix, Arizona, where we are the land of the desert, we pretty much have a lot of facilities around this area. But Anthony, I'm glad Alex answered that question. So I do know, is there a difference between when individuals? Hey Alex, how you doing? Hey TJ, how you doing? Is there a difference? Is there a difference whenever a facility is considered in a rural area? Is the quality of water a little bit more challenged that you know of? I mean, because you live in Virginia, so and you and I do a lot of talks, and I asked you about like how you travel throughout the day, and I was just curious: is the water quality a little bit? Is it different? Is it more challenged in rural areas opposed to city areas?
It all depends on the geographic location. It really does. Like
Gotcha.
in my area, we have a lot of calcium in our water.
Got you.
So, I mean, for it runs anywhere from 7 to 20 grains of hardness, depending on where it's coming from. If it's come from the municipality, about 7 grains. Which, to all of you out there, I don't want to. I'll try to simplify that. Okay, 0 to 1 is good. Okay, 1 to 4 is medium. 4 to 6 is not so good, and anything above that is absolutely bad.
Right.
Really,
oh my
really
god.
bad. And
Gotcha.
that's it. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's a calcium buildup that you see on your faucet. Now, I know seeing.
Oh yeah, TJ, you're correct. Yeah, in Western states, you're correct. Some drive hours. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some drive hours to get to clinic. Thanks for that, TJ. It's good seeing you, man. It's been a minute. I think it's been since 2019.
Oh wow! Hey man, you bringing people out the woodwork with Biomedical Week. Look at you, man. Look at you.
But hey Jeffrey, how are you doing, man?
Hey Jeff, what's going on? And congratulations, Jeff, for your achievement as well.
Yes. Okay. TJ, you ought to come on in here with us.
Yeah. He said, it's like 20 grains of hard. Yeah. See, both of you and those of you all who don't know, I've been a technician for 2 decades, and the water is still foreign to me. And Anthony and I talk about this day in and day out. So he's a great backup for me. But Anthony, when you start talking about the water hardness, calcium buildup, and and stuff like that, as a technician, I have to go back and to the tombs in my head and it's like, okay, paint a more vivid picture, So, but yeah, I think it's wonderful, man.
Yeah, I mean, water's definitely, it does vary. I think if I go back to it, the worst water I've ever seen, is probably about 45 minutes away from me. And that was running 70 grains hardness, 80 grains hardness, iron. I split it, and it was off the Richter scale.
Really, man. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. So here in Phoenix, like I did so much traveling. In my day. And I do know that explain a blending valve. So I know when you have a blending valve in dialysis, do they necessarily need that in colder states, warm states, or when is it ever needed? Like, do you have blending valves where you're at?
Okay, let me answer just one portion of that question.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. I'm full of it.
Okay. So a blending valve, it depends on the RO, but they're in the majority of clinics. I'm not gonna say they're in all clinics, but they're in the majority of clinics. Basically, it's blending. So just like you would on your faucet, you do your hot and cold and mix it to where it's just right. That's what a blending valve does.
Okay,
basically mix the hot and cold, and generally that's so first of all, we don't want water freezing. I'm sure you definitely want one somewhere that it gets below freezing.
Yes,
so
yeah,
your water
exactly.
doesn't freeze. And so
Right.
because you get your water too cold, it's going to affect the RO, which is going to affect conductivity, and
Man.
which is going to affect a whole lot of craziness.
Oh man. I know. The biggest fear is chlorine breakthrough. If anybody ever experienced that, or what's the prevention from chlorine breakthrough?
Chlorine breakthrough. Hey Emily, how are you doing?
Hey Emily, how you doing? Thank you, Jessica. Bridge of Life nonprofit. That's correct. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Look
Interesting.
at Emily. Hey Emily, happy Technicians Week. That's correct. That's correct.
It is. It is. Let me tell you, man. I've been celebrating all week, technician.
Oh, have you? So you've been eating. You've been eating.
Probably a little too much. But it's great. It feels great to be appreciated. I know y'all have your
Yes.
own week too,
Of course.
as
Of course.
floor technicians. But yeah, it's
Yes.
great to be able to celebrate and to feel appreciated by our clinics.
Yes.
And not just the clinics, but everybody out there.
Of course. Of course.
There's a lot of talk going on in the chat. Loving it.
Yeah, we got to. Yes. Alex says pH.
pH. Yeah, pH.
Yeah. Okay.
That's another whole thing. But there's a certain pH that needs to be done in the on the machines.
So what's the pH mean? That mean foam? What's the pH mean?
pH in water. You can go acidic or you can go alkaline. So,
I got you.
A lot of people, some people go out and drink the alkaline water. That means the higher the pH is, the more alkaline's got in it. The lower it is, the more acidic it is. For those that are homeowners, you might have seen acidic water in your copper pipes. You see that green going around. That's acid. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Goodness.
Back to the chlorine breakthrough. Chlorine breakthrough. Let's not have a chlorine breakthrough.
Right.
I don't want to jinx myself, but chlorine is. All the municipalities have to put chlorine in the water to make sure it's safe to drink. But you want to make sure you want pure, clean water.
Right.
To go to be out there. So, chlorine is definitely one thing we need to take away along with everything else. That's why we have a pre-filter system, pre-treatment filter system. So you got the blending valve like we were talking about, and then you have whole house filters. So all you, it's like those big blue housing filters you may see at Lowe's or at Home. I just name dropped. Hey. I just broke my number one rule. We never name drop, and I just did it.
Right. Well, you meant to go low. That's what you meant.
I'm stopping there. I will end up in so much trouble.
You meant to go low because water is underground sometime, correct?
Okay, I can. Yeah, because if it's coming above ground, we in trouble.
Right, exactly. Well, above ground means rain.
It's too late at night for this stuff, man.
Oh my goodness!
I can't get my message right.
Oh goodness gracious, man!
Goodness gracious.
Well, I'm glad that everybody's popping up in the chat, and I mean, so this is instead of a Friday night chat, this is the Thursday night chat, correct?
Hey, Thursday night fireside chat, man. I mean, that's what we're about.
Right. I mean, you see, I'm rocking my Silver Fox shirt from DJ Durante.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm rocking my fishing shirt.
Oh, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I wear fishing shirts sometimes into work.
And I like to eat fish, and fish swim through water. So we're glad to have you. We don't want no pH. We don't want a high pH with the fish, right? Mr. Patient first. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It doesn't take long. But yeah, that's where we were at. I kind of got off track. We kind of got off track with this. Yeah. So,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, for pre-treatment, there has to be a pre-treatment system, and one of the ways that is like that blended valve. You got that big sediment filter like you'd see in your local hardware store or your big box stores that takes all the dirt and sand and grits. And I even heard from, I think it was an ant meeting, one of the technicians and I were talking, they said they pulled it out and there was a frog or a snake that came out of that thing. You would have heard me squealing like a little girl in the back.
Wow. Are you serious? Really? I didn't. Wow. Really?
Man, I was make way, I'm coming through. I ain't coming back.
Oh my goodness.
You got
Man.
you got the whole house filter, and then you have, it depends, but sometimes you can have water softener in front to soften that water. So
Yes.
just like you would see the scale build up on your faucets and stuff, you don't want that
Yeah.
getting to the main system. So
Exactly.
you have that, and then you go into the chlorine filters or the carbon filters.
Right.
You can actually, of course, they're big tanks, but you got
Right.
two of them, one for backup. So in case one goes down, you have another one for backup. And then I think even Rich had said earlier that Rich said earlier that that doing samples and stuff and doing testing. So there is testing, that's the chlorine test and hard water test and things to make sure the water is in its report. He's doing the reports and talking all that. So it's a lot of things that go in behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. And then,
right.
And depending on system, you could have direct feed, indirect. I mean, it's just so much. I don't want to get too much into that stuff. But the main thing is that you've got clean water as you can get.
Pure I hear that, man. Oh my goodness, man! If no one has said it to you, to everyone out there, coming from me and everybody, we do appreciate biomedical technicians. Without biomeds, we couldn't run the floor. The clinics could not run. It comes to a point where we all need each other. Being a biomed, Anthony. I mean, to me, it seems like it serves a lot of peace as far as when individuals get to work, by themselves, behind the scenes. So I mean, what's your take on that? As far as, because see, me, I'm clinical. So therefore, day in and day out, I have an audience. And I hate to say the word patients, but the individual that I provide care for that's suffering from renal failure. And they get to see someone like me in action, not knowing pretty much that without the behind the scenes, there will be no front. So you, and what you said earlier, you come from different ends of the spectrum. You were a renal patient, now you're a renal warrior. Congratulations. And what has your perspective? Has your perspective changed as far as from you being a renal patient, now you being a biomed, seen from behind the scenes? You get to see it full circle. I mean, you get to see it full circle times too. So what is that like?
Well, I've seen it from both sides of the machine. I've seen it from inside and out. I'll never forget the first time that I sat down. I actually looked inside of a machine, and I was like, "That kept me alive." I mean, really. I mean, this kept me alive.
Yes.
And it made me more, and then it intrigued me. It's like, oh wow,
right.
Oh wow, this it intrigues me. Is this something that I can do? When I was looking at it, because I was looking for a possible internship job.
Yes.
In the office, and I was looking. I was like, I don't, can I do this? I mean, I've done the municipality, I've done the household, and it's more than just water, of course. But I was looking at the machine. It's like, man, and it has changed. It's given me. You go in and when. Sometimes, a lot of times when I'm working on something, I see myself in the chair.
And that's great. It's great for you to see that. That's great.
And tell them, Emily. Yes, Emily, you are correct. Treatments start really behind the scenes. Without what the biomedical techs can do, patients cannot receive their treatments, whether it's 1 to 26 patients in the floor.
Yes, that's true. That's true, Emily. Very, very true. And beyond. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but it has, and it's given me appreciation for those behind the scenes, and a deeper appreciation for those that are on the scenes or in the right in the front.
Right.
I know what biomeds do, but I also know what y'all do as well. With the CCHT.
Alexandra had a wonderful question. That's kind of like where I was headed towards, Alex. That's correct.
Not as much. A lot of times they'll see. A lot of times it's like I was going back to the story. This is a funny story. First biomed I ever saw. I guess something was going on with the machine. I don't know. I was sitting in a chair. I was a patient. Let's clear that up. I was a patient. I was just observing.
Right.
And they called the biomed on the floor. And I didn't know who it was. I didn't know what they were doing. But I do remember what they did is they took a stethoscope and put it on the machine.
Are you? Huh?
I'm guessing something was making a noise, so they put a stethoscope on the machine so they could hear inside. Which, at the time, it was kind of funny, but it's actually a pretty decent. It's pretty decent idea. And so I didn't really know. I didn't really know until the one biomed actually came and started talking to me. I didn't even know who he was. All I knew is that he came and talked to me. Right. And you are right. Emily, I do believe biomeds need to go out on the floor and talk to those that are receiving treatments. Let them know who they are and what they do.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that when that opportunity arises,
yeah.
I do see, I do hope that those do that when the opportunity comes up, because it's not a lot of times as often as I think some would like it to be, because there's other things we have to do that we're taking care of. But you're right, as much as possible, I think it's good at least to introduce.
Yes. Exactly. Man.
But yeah, I mean, it's part of it's the biomed life.
Right.
It's the biomed life for us.
I love it. I love it, man. I appreciate that, man. Because I'm glad that Alex answered that question. Emily answered that question. Because
TJ brought a valid point. I miss that, Emily. We used to have time to do that before we had to call her multiple points. TJ, you hit the nail on the head.
He killed that fly with a sledgehammer.
Oh my, yes. And I was with you on that, TJ, because I used to have time.
Yes.
And now I feel like Stretch Armstrong. And by the way, TJ, do you ever feel like Stretch Armstrong sometimes? You feel like you're just being pulled in all different directions?
Spider-Man.
They knew me and what I did when the water went down. No.
Right.
Okay, so one of the reasons I wear a fishing shirt is they dry easy. Does that tell you anything? They dry easy.
Oh my God.
They dry easy. And I've had my share.
Oh, we're being sprayed with the water, or?
There's a part of the song, "The Blessings Are Flowing Tonight," but it was literally falling.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So speaking of water, I do recall in a place that I worked at where the biomed told me, as far as like one of the valves that I have to check, he literally said, so when you cut this valve on, he said, do it slow. And I was like, why? And he said, well, you ever seen a fire hydrant, at its peak? And I was like, yeah. And he just explained to me as far as so much pressure built up, of water. And, and I was like, man, so when you said getting sprayed, I just pictured myself when I did it. It's something that I couldn't hold my mouth over. That's for sure.
I gotta be really, really careful. Let's just put it this way. It's you ever been in that place that you feel like the little boy with his finger in the dock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Oh man. Oh, that's great, TJ. He said he really missed those days. We knew our patients, our teammates, our facility, and we knew them well. Man, yeah. I mean, that's very heartfelt, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we did. I mean, it is something that I think we all knew, and trying to get to know, and I'll say this, that COVID did change a lot of things for us.
Did it? Did it really?
Even in the biomed realm? Yeah, it did. It did. There was different things, we're trying to stay in the back. And I think for some of us, it stayed in the back a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was just a lot of different things happening. We made it through.
Right.
I'm losing a few more hairs up here.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, man, you don't want to do that, man. Woo. Okay. Woo. Well, I will say this off subject. My dad said to me, he said, Dwella, if I go bald in the back, he said, it's not my problem. It's the person behind me, because they got to look at it.
Well, that's why.
Uh-oh, here we go.
That's why I wear
yeah.
that every day.
I hear that. Is that the KB cowboy hat?
It's some kind of cowboy hat.
Yeah, man.
Yep, that's what I wear every day. That's to protect me if I get those blessings coming down from on high.
Emily says that. So back in the day, they had to stay in the back.
Is that during the
What, COVID or
COVID? I don't want to presume, but I would think it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Unless you're taking cultures, Emily.
Oh my goodness, dude, you check out what Alex said. Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. Floodgates. Anthony, did that take you back?
I let him in 2 by 2.
You
know, I let him in 2 by 2.
I got you, man.
Yep, I was right on that. The pandemic, yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was sitting there and I had my N95, my gown. I mean, we're doing everything we know what to do. So
right. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Don't start me on that one.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I see you.
Flip things went wrong. Yes, you know. Since Alex said that, so I'm of course she working in the ICU in the hospital. No, that's correct, Alex. Yeah, so I always think that it's always best to have dialysis at the first floor and not above, because reason why I say this is because in part of my ignorance, doesn't water the temperature of the water when it has to go above like to certain floors, isn't it hard to reach? Doesn't it spike up the temperature or the conductivity, or how does it go? The water pressure, excuse me. So if I'm on the third floor of a building opposed to the first floor, isn't my water pressure more greater at the first floor and is better quality?
It's gonna be a higher pressure.
Higher pressure.
It's gonna be higher pressure at the bottom. It depends, and also I mean, there's so much that goes into that, because if it's from a hospital, they have depends on the hospital, depends on the place. They could have a ton of pressure.
Yeah. Yes.
And of course, it loses a little bit of pressure, not a lot, as it goes up. And it also could depend on the piping that's in the building.
Right.
It could depend. I mean, there's so many different scenarios on that. So. Let's see.
I got so many questions, man. So check this out. So I live in Phoenix, where it's a desert. Alex mentioned earlier about the desert, by being dry. So in any place, if the well runs dry, or if the lakes run dry, because that's where we get our water at, correct? As far as
it depends. I mean, you can get it from rivers, you can get it from lakes,
gotcha,
reservoirs, or you could get it from a well.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
That could be another thing. So it all depends on where, and there's generally backup. Hang on, I got.
Oh yeah, we got the questions coming in. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby.
You're right, Emily. There's interesting. Yes. It's a slower process to get everything up where it needs to be for the optimum pressure, taken care of with a small booster pump.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I think that's what I was trying to. I wasn't trying to say that. I never could have said that, but I think she kind of answered the question. Oh, they try to keep ICUs by the flat pad for the helicopter, so at the top hospital, the ICU on the higher. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Alex. Yeah. Leaks. TJ, pressure is only part of the problem. Leaks and flooding are worse, especially when dialysis upstairs from cafeteria surgery. Yes, I've seen both get flooded. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness, that's so sad. That's.
Well, I'm there with you, TJ. I've seen.
Wow. I wish TJ could jump in on this, man.
There's I just don't know how much I can share and how much I can't share.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like I said, sometimes I feel like Noah.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah,
man.
I felt like Noah a couple of times.
Yeah. I mean, but that could be dangerous, couldn't it? I mean, if anybody's under that, I mean, no matter what, whether it's ER, cafeteria, surgery, peds, I'm just curious,
Water outside of an RO and outside of a tank is a bad day.
There you go.
No matter where it's at, I don't care where it's at.
Yes.
It's never a good day.
Yes.
There's a special trick in the cafeteria.
It's a special.
Hey,
for a limited time, right?
hey, TJ and Emily, have you ever seen Old Faithful in your clinic?
Old Faithful? Is that Old Faithful?
Yeah, Old Faithful. You know the geyser? Yes. That's correct.
Oh my goodness.
Trust me, I don't have to go out west to see Old Faithful or any of those geysers.
Right. Oh my goodness.
I've seen enough in my lifetime to last.
Man. Oh my goodness gracious, man.
Now, here's a funny story. Of course. Yes, TJ.
Is it not coming from the drain? Please,
okay.
No. Emily.
I've seen that too. I've seen that from the drain. Oh, my stars. That was fun.
From the drain. What would it call? Wouldn't it cause like a smell from the drain? Alex, you take it easy. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
See you later, Alex. It depends. It depends on what's in the drain. Okay, if you're looking, we'll leave it there.
I got you.
Let's leave that water back in the drain where it belongs.
Oh, okay, I got you. Because with the drain, over a period of time with the drain, wouldn't there be some types of buildup?
Yes.
It could possibly. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that possibility, and some of this I can revert back to plumbing, with what I used to do, because it coordinates. You will get certain buildups within different locations that will come up. Now I've seen it on both ends. I've seen drain lines so corroded that you just tap it and something will go right through it. Screwdriver will go right
Oh man, that's man.
Yeah, I've seen
it. And isn't that like calcium buildup or waste?
Well,
they call it the cheese. I've been something they call it the cheese. And I'm like, okay, geez, okay.
You give me flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't have no wine with that cheese, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you do. I'm the one whining.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there can be. There generally is. Oh yes, and
they don't.
They call them the white snakes too.
Oh,
I've seen it too. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. There's so much different things in. That you can find, and I've seen
TJ.
Was it blueberry?
Hey, Anthony, tapioca.
Oh no!
Tapioca yogurt.
Oh
my goodness!
I'll never eat it again.
I'll
never eat it again. No.
Emily says she just got a visual. Yeah, because I was just curious. With dialysis, over a period of time, I just figured that with the waste, it would definitely have to, it would build up somewhere. I got you.
There is waste that builds up, and
Jessica,
sorry. So I'm trying to be as
chunky. That's right, Emily.
Can we go back to the clean water? Look, there's a reason I left plumbing. Okay, there's a reason I left.
Hey man, it's Biomed Week, man. Let it out.
Biomed Week. We're talking about clean water. We need to talk about clean water.
Hey, the good, the bad, the ugly. So yeah.
Let's go back to the bad and the good. The ugly is getting.
Oh my goodness.
Knowing what's going to happen, this whole video is going to go viral.
Oh man, it needs to. I mean, it needs to. Because we having fun, and the questions are definitely getting answered, and then also we have biomeds, previous, past, etc., who are watching and they're commenting, and they can relate. And see, that's a good thing. That's all about biomed. Therefore, those are connections. So I think it's a blast. I mean, we get to share stories. Someone like me, who've been in the industry for a long time, and I still have questions, like as always. So I think it's phenomenal that you did this, Anthony. For Biomed Week to show appreciation and show homage. And we got chunky, we got yogurt, We got tapioca pudding. We got all of that stuff. So yeah, I love it. Thank you, Emily. We appreciate you so much. Yeah, we definitely enjoyed you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, always enjoy you having on. Wish you could have joined us in the room.
Yeah.
Wish you could have came on board. It would have been.
Emily, we need to do a part 2, Emily. You know.
But, I mean, it really is, and it's and to all of our listeners and all those that are watching out there. To us as biomeds, this is kind of normal.
Yeah.
It's things we've seen, experiences we've had. But at the end of the day, if like you asked earlier, when's the day start and end? If every person goes home, then it's been a successful day.
Most definitely.
You know, you've done your duty, and you can definitely, Emily. You know, this is what we opened this up for. You know, and I'm happy to open this up.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to come on, I'll send them a link. But I mean, it is. I mean, you deal with some drain issues. You can deal with water issues.
Right.
Some of us, you may even have to deal with facility maintenance issues.
Oh yeah.
You never know. I mean, that's the thing. Like I was saying, that you never know. Every day is different. You never know what it could be. You could be fixing an RO one day, the next day you're hanging a picture.
Or TV, right? Or TV. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, well, even though that may not seem important to some, but you know, it from my perception, it gives the renal patient, you know, a comfort level.
With the TVs and stuff.
Yeah, you know, I you know, and you know, like I said, it kind of go off subject, but you know, like you said, you all's job range from everything, you know, and like I said, we appreciate you, man. So you know,
it's what's fun about it. This is what we enjoy. What I enjoy, at least. I hope everybody, you know, it's definitely given me fulfillment. In my life.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's given me a fulfillment that no other job's really given me to do. And you know, of course, you know, we got so much other going on, but yeah, it really has. And to me, for this show, was just basically come on. All right, who's that? Oh, what's up, Michael? How are you doing, Mike? It's Mike Morales, man.
Oh, hey, Mike, how you doing, my man? What's going on?
Oh, Mike, we're just finished teaching the world. Well, we're teaching, but it's not that kind of teaching. We're talking about grain snakes. Yeah, it has its moments. You know, there's good days and bad days, but I've had a lot more good days and bad days. Both as a dialysis patient and someone that actually is a biomed. There's so much different things that you can I don't know. It's interesting. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I bet it's never boring. I can attest to that.
I don't think I've ever had a boring day that I can recall.
Right.
It's been interesting since day one, and I don't regret it. I think it's just, I think it's so much fun. You know, there's so much you can do, and you look at that. In fact, I'll put it this way. Let's see. Let me tell you this. So back last year, I think it was. My phone battery went out. Okay, it wouldn't charge. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me order a battery off of a certain location, certain site, and let me see if I can replace it. And I ended up replacing my own phone battery. And it was because I remember thinking, you know what? If I can fix an RO with all their circuitries, I can go into my phone and fix my phone.
So you know, and isn't that something that we come so far in technology where we can't just take off a back of a phone and replace the battery? You know, and I mean, you know, because when you said battery, I just pictured my head 9-volt battery for some reason. So how easy it is to change it out. But yeah, man. So being a biomed actually taught you that you definitely can do things that you thought that you couldn't do.
Yeah, I mean, it's given me the insight and to do things and to take a chance. I mean, it's like, well, if anything, it's a $300, $400 phone. I work on equipment that's probably more than that.
Yes.
And I've been able to do it. Yeah, it was so much fun to do it. I think I took apart that phone like 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
I took it apart first. I remember taking it apart. I had all my electronic because I do have electronic kit that I take to work, like a little small screwdriver, different things.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need
But
that.
I actually have one at home, and I popped the phone up and just went in. I was watching the video, making sure. Yeah, sometimes it fixes us first. But I got it replaced, and the battery lasted for another quite a while, so I didn't have to buy a new phone. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I have had I've had things try to fix me first. Hey, Emily, have you ever talked to your machines?
Oh goodness. Oh man, like your plants, huh?
The old clankers.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, we're just all of those out there, I'm just true that. I'm having a blast. So, this can go as long as short as we really want it to go. It's I always talk to my machines too. I've sung to my machines.
You sung to them. So it's safe to say that you are the RO whisperer.
They didn't call me the whisperer. The tech told me to come in and told me to be quiet. I was too loud.
Oh, I got you. Oh my goodness.
What was I saying?
Oh my God.
Just once. And I switched all the words around where it said just once. Can this machine just work right?
Right. Pray. There's power in prayer, man.
It says suddenly. No, it says lay hands suddenly on no man and never say anything about a machine.
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, you have to treat your equipment, your machines, and treat it well, and you do things right, and you don't even have to worry about it. All
Right.
right. Let's
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's so much different things that I think can that helps. And like I said, one of the things that I really enjoyed, Doyle, and I was talking about this earlier, was the Project Sandy.
Yes.
That I got talking about it, and one of the interests was one of the focuses was to get this video into schools.
Yes.
So into the STEM programs to highlight what biomeds do, to use it as a career path.
Oh yes.
So people would be interested. I think about I think about all the times that I've spoken, and it's because of those biomeds that I've been there. It's everybody,
right?
Because of them. And think of the impact that somebody can have just by going in, and it's not just a 9-to-5 job. It's you're going on. You're making a huge impact and a positive impact on the world.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to get out there, so people can, bring more awareness. And the information needs to get out there,
It does, and that's one of the reasons I was really glad to work on that project. To bring that awareness, and I think it was Mark that told me that he said he liked where I said you never know where digging ditches can take you.
That's right. That's right.
Inner
core of the earth, man, to another world.
It was a totally different world, man. I mean, it's taken me a lot of places.
Right. I hear that, man. Well, man, I see, man. We've been on here an hour. Oh my goodness gracious! I didn't even know that.
To me, it doesn't matter, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if my wife and kids are watching, but they were watching earlier.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that your wife said that the kids say they shouted your name.
Yeah, biomed workers sometimes takes the willing. They're willing to do a job. We can teach them to develop. You're right, Emily. The thing is, I can't teach integrity or a hard work ethic. If you come to me with that, I can teach you about the ROs. I can teach you about the machines.
Right.
I can't teach you how to be willing to your job.
That's right.
But if you have a willingness to do more, then this may be the job for you. Yeah. Okay, I'm just maybe I'm just doing shout outs to hit more people. But seriously, if you want to make a more impact in the world, and you are good with technical stuff, you're good with working on machines and stuff, whatever it may be the career path for you.
That's right.
The funny thing is, a good friend of mine, Travis Parker, He actually, hardest part of being an educator.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. But Travis Parker, I'm gonna tell this story. So when I first got the job, I went to orientation, and I didn't realize they hired two. I didn't realize they hired two biomeds.
Right.
Okay, and I was one of them. I was 50% of the two. And this individual walks in. I look over, and I totally misjudged this individual. I walk in. Here I am in my business casual, trying to be all prim and proper, so to speak. And so what I ended up doing is I'm sitting there, here comes this guy in khaki shorts. and just a button-down shirt, just kind of it wasn't, I was like, man, he must be with the maintenance crew. It come to find out, he was the other one that they hired.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of the best machine techs I know of.
I hear that.
He did phenomenal. One of the best biomeds. And come to find out, his background was he was a car mechanic.
He was a car mechanic?
He was a car mechanic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He took to it so well.
I hear that.
He took to it like the beach takes the sand.
That's kind of like Eric Sigurnanos, the owner of Bion. He said he remembered his job interview. He went to his job interview and he had on shorts. And he said he got hired for that job too. And he said that that the employer basically said, you got a lot of guts coming in here with just shorts on, and being comfortable. He said, this is who I am. And like you said, sometimes we would, prejudge people, and look at Eric now. He's a successful businessman. So there you go. Got your
That's why I wear the hat.
Oh my goodness.
He was probably never seen this side of me.
Oh, okay, man. So the cowboy hat. I like that, man. Okay.
Yeah, keeps the sun off my face and
True.
rain out my eyes. Yeah. I mean, you do what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, with me, that's my comfort. Obviously, that's Eric's comfort with what he did, and Eric's a good friend of mine too.
Yeah,
what he's done is absolutely fantastic with Bion.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yes.
It's just a wonderful guy. I've had the opportunity to actually talk with him and do some work with him on some different projects as well. So just collaborating, I guess, would be a better word to say.
Yes.
Phenomenal guy, phenomenal biomed, phenomenal guy.
Oh yes.
He did, but
I actually have one of Eric's pins right here. I was helping him close up his booth at DTX in Vegas. Let me see. Can you see it here?
That's
right there. It says Bion. The pin is nice, isn't it?
That is a nice pin.
Man, I got like 30 of them. And I said, Eric, let me have more. And you know what he said to me? He said, Dwellin, brother, I love you. He said, but man, they're for my customers. He said, I got to say for my customers. And he said it with so much passion. Like I said, I was being greedy, And he said he takes pride in it, man. But I got a whole bunch of these pins, man. And I love them. I really love these pins, man. But yeah, shout out to Eric and the whole crew at Bion Care.
Yeah. Well, shout out to him. Shout out to everybody in biomed.
Oh yeah,
everybody in clinical engineering. I mean, it's more than just biomedical. It's more than dialysis. Of course, that's what we're talking about. But you also look at clinical engineering, those that work on ultrasound machines and the warmers and the X-rays and all the heart machines and the help me. I'm losing my track here, but all of all those in that technical side, it's still part of the medical field, and
it really is.
It's celebrated. It's funny. This blue collar worker turned into a white collar.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Because that's what I did. I did construction. We did that stuff, and now I'm in the medical industry. Who would have thought?
Right, man. And speaking of that, man, like I mentioned in the chat earlier, I got the pleasure of taking a tour at H&S Technical Services today, and man, I was amazed at what I saw. I was amazed, and I mean, I had so many questions. They fulfilled all my answers. It's a phenomenal place, and it's right here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. So actually in Mesa, Arizona. So you're right, man. Give a shout out to H&S Technical Services as well. With all they do.
Yeah, definitely everybody and everybody that has contributed in the biomed industry.
Right.
We really appreciate. I appreciate you as fellow biomeds, and I appreciate everything that you do. It's a sacrifice some days. It's a sacrifice some nights.
Yes.
And what you're doing is absolutely you're changing the world. Literally, you're changing somebody's world. It's you're taking that and helping them in such a way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Table,
or some TV tables. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
everything out there. Think you you may not see the biomed, but to all those that are in the medical industry that work in hospitals or wherever, if you see your clinical engineering technician, or you see your biomedical or whatever, thank them for the work that they do.
That's
thank
right.
them for the service they provide. Yeah, you may not see them a lot, but they're there. And hopefully the reason you're not seeing them is because they've actually fixed everything that you don't even need to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. They're working.
Yes, you can go on and on. Yes. IV pumps, AEDs, go on and on and on. On and on, on and on, on and on. It goes. Every single piece of equipment that has to go, it's got to go through clinical engineering or it's got to go through biomedical service.
That's right.
From everything in the room.
That's right. That's it.
I worked on a table in the morgue.
The patient. Oh wow! Good grief! Wow, that was a stat. Whew. Goodness! Wow, man,
it scared me to death.
We are honored to work with him daily. Thank you, Jessica. Most definitely, yes. Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh my goodness gracious!
Thanks for moving on from that one. Because I was getting tickled at Emily's comment. Sorry, Emily. I was just getting tickled at
Jessica said, we love working with our biomed customers, best customers in the world. We are honored to work with them daily. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It's scary. Yeah. I have been in a morgue before. My cousin actually is a mortician. So I've been in that. You turn whiter than me. You want to see me lose my color? I lost my color that night.
Well, my father always said that, individuals who are deceased, they're not going to ask you for much. So, I mean.
I don't know. I remember that night, but yeah. It's everything. That's what we do. That's what we not the morgue.
Right.
The clinical, the clinical side of things, the machines.
Yes.
It can get interesting. I'll share this to you. I found out what it was like to transplant.
Oh,
in the
wow.
RO. In the RO, I had to replace something in the RO, and I remember calling up. One of my coworkers said, "Yeah, I just did my first transplant." I said, "Now I know what it feels like to actually be on the other side of the table."
That's a good way of looking at that. I never even looked at it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I brought life back to that RO.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Man, I transplanted. Man, I'm a surgeon. Man,
there you go.
All those wires. I was sitting there with the the needle nose and everything. Just getting it all done. Let's see, does it work?
Right.
Oh yes, it works. There's water. Woohoo!
I hear that, man. Oh man,
guys, this has been fun. To everybody out there, and there's quite a few people out there dwelling.
Yes,
there's quite a few people actually out in the LinkedIn realm. I don't know if anybody's on YouTube or Twitch. Like I said, you never know what we're going to do. And Dwaylen, you and I talked about what we were chatting today.
Yes.
And you said, I said, I'm thinking about doing this thing. I said, do you want to come on? Next thing you know, yeah, let's come on. Let's do it spontaneous.
Always impromptu on the cusp. I like doing stuff on the cusp. You know that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not much of a planner.
Well, I like planning. I like, if I go back to KT and we like to get our promos out. We like to get them by the week.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes.
And also, talking about that, I'm gonna take a little time to promote KT. Right? We gotta take a little time for KT.
Always, man. Always.
So there's a lot of good things coming from us.
Right.
But I will say tomorrow a new podcast will be dropped.
Oh, really? Yeah. Really? So Biomed Week, post the Kidney Trust Virtual Summit that we had, and now you have another podcast coming out tomorrow? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the other night I sat down and recorded 4 of them in a row. No, I was pretty wore out by that time, but I did 4 of them in a row. Yeah. And basically it is going over things from the summit. So just a little quick interlude. We're going to talk about the KT Kidney Trust Broadcasting Network, which this show is brought by. the KTBN. With the KTBN also has multiple shows. We have the Kidney Trails podcast. We have the Fireside Chat, which we're on now. The Rich and Dwellin show. We have we have another podcast called Exploring the Unknown Territories, and right now we're finishing up COVID Chronicles.
Oh yeah,
this is what we're doing, and then we've got a another show that I'm not releasing the name yet, but we are having something in the transplant industry that we're more along with that. So we got 5 shows and another one coming up soon. But it's just getting more information from different areas, but just to have that amount, it's wonderful. But we did what we've been doing with the Kidney Trails podcast, and we've actually been talking about the summit and lessons from the summit. And I'm not talking about what they talked about. I'm talking about what the speakers taught me from just coming out and speaking. Tomorrow, what is it? Tell you what, guys, hang on a second. I'll give you at least the title of it. The title of tomorrow's podcast is, the last one was Be Nervous. Be Nervous.
Be nervous. No way.
Be nervous. And the next one is Be Emotional. So this whole series that we're doing is basically a series on things that the speaker showed me. And I think if you take these certain lessons that the speaker showed me, you can actually enhance your speaking skills. So it's phenomenal. Let's see. Well, guys, is there any questions y'all have out there?
Yeah, man. I think man, we had a blast on here, man.
The numbers went up again, dude.
Oh, really?
Still got people up on here. I mean,
really?
I guess they really enjoy it. I enjoy it too. I enjoy it. The thing is,
goodness,
we got the podcast. We got some great things coming out. Let's see what else is.
Well, come August will be the release of my book. I don't know about this. I mean, we're approaching a year already. I was honored to give 2 books away today at H&S Technical. My book entitled "I Don't Know About This," Patient's Initial Dialysis Treatment, and so I guess we're going to look for more of that to come as well with the publishing company too.
Yeah, we have 2 books now. We're in the middle of working on getting the last drafts done.
Great!
One book.
Right.
One book.
Right.
One book that we're working on.
Right.
And one book and that we're working on getting the last draft done. And then, we've got your graphic novel that we're working on.
Right.
Hopefully we'll get that released in August. It's going to be a special edition. I will tell everybody it will be a special edition. It's actually done. I'll go as far as to say one of our partners is getting involved in the book. And it's definitely one of those unknown territories.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, man.
Anyhow, well, guys, tell you what. Let's see. Let's stay on here for 5 more minutes. We'll end in 5 minutes.
Hey, no problem at all, my man. No problem at all. I was thinking. Oh yes, Jessica. I need to put your. I'm gonna put your book in the mail this weekend. I didn't forget about you. Most definitely. And like I was telling them today, H&S, Jess, that it's only episode 1 through 6, and my story, I don't know about this, goes to all the way to 36 episodes. So definitely look for more books to come and the continuing of AW, which is the patient who's experiencing her first dialysis treatment. And so I'm excited about it. We at the KT, the Kidney Trails Press, we're definitely excited about it as well. And we're always looking for guest features. We have a few guest features that are in the graphic novel. One guest feature was Beth Shanaman in Seattle, Washington with Northwest Kidney Center. She received the AW award. So, shout out to Beth for that and her contribution as being a guest feature for the graphic novel as well.
Yeah. It's I mean, she did phenomenal.
Right.
Her story did really, really good. I think a lot of people, and we do encourage people to be part of a guest author. If anybody out there would like to, right? We're more than welcome. We're more than open to have guest authors.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see.
Yeah, because Anthony, with the guest authors, when people ask me about that, they literally say to me, "What should I write about?" And I say to them, a guest author, just share your story. And I remember you and I had to talk, a couple of years ago, whenever you reached out to me and said, and I asked you, what should I write about? And you said, dwell and tell your story. I didn't realize how hard or how challenging that was for individuals whenever you asked them to tell their story. And I guess because we all, if it's safe to say that we're all so, not necessarily, I would say paranoid, but we all are so, we tiptoe about how we feel about certain things, or we're very overly cautious. But, I tell individuals, for us being a guest author, we want you to tell your story, if it's renal related, and you don't have to be a renal patient to be a guest author for us. You can, if you want to if you work in the industry or know of someone that suffers from renal failure or someone that has touched you, or your curiosity. So we always encourage guest authors that you get your name and your story out there as well.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
And to all of our fellow biomeds out there,
yeah,
hey, it's okay.
Yes.
Why don't you be a guest author out there? We'd love
Yeah.
to have you.
Emily, TJ, they will make great guest authors. From what I can tell.
Let's see. Did we have something else in the chat? I think somebody else is on there. I don't think she put it in the chat, but I think Mandy Tilton was watching us.
Oh, really? Hello, Mandy. Hello there.
Sorry.
Mandy did a phenomenal job of moderating for you at the KT Summit, man. I mean, oh my goodness. She definitely brings it whenever she's whenever she's in the presence of us or anyone, so
that was interesting. I don't want to get too involved in this because we're going to get to it later on.
Right.
But sometimes things don't go as planned.
Yeah,
and
of course.
It didn't go as planned that night. That day, we had got some two of our speakers couldn't make it because of issues that happened.
Right.
Yeah, TJ, man. Anytime you're more than welcome.
Thanks for joining us, TJ. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Definitely we need to catch up, man. See how things are going. See how you're doing. But things happen and you make adjustments, you make changes, and things go well. And
right,
you enjoy it. It really was, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Mandy was a great moderator.
Oh yes.
And for any of you out there, it is on our YouTube channel at KT Broadcasting Network Team on YouTube. You can find it on our YouTube channel. All the things that we said.
Oh, yes.
Said not all the things we said. Goodness, I think it's time to end this show. So, this is fun.
Yeah, man. It's like saying wake up and go to sleep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Dwayne, just stay on. Let me get to the graphics. But yeah, yes. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed, and actually, I had the wrong background. I had the wrong background. It was supposed to be this one. With the fire on it, the fireplace.
Oh wow! She said Esteban says hi.
What is it?
Esteban. I think your wife said Esteban says hi. Hey Esteban.
Hey Bear, how are you?
Oh my goodness!
It's going a little late. Wonderful stuff. You guys are doing wonderful. To have laughter, even with everything. You're right. I think it's laughter that would help.
Yes.
It helped me during some of my most challenging times. But
right.
To everybody out there, I really appreciate y'all coming on.
Right.
Is there any last words you'd like to say, Dwayne? I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream here in a few seconds.
I would like to say, once again, thank all the biomeds in the industry here and there. I would like to say, we appreciate you. If no one says that they do, we the Kidney Trails team, we appreciate you. And, we're happy to be a part of this movement that we're making, and look for more things to come from us. I mean, we just begun, and we're not going to shoot for the stars. We're going to shoot for the moon and beyond.
We will. Got me to thinking.
Yeah, hey, always.
I don't know if I can do it in time, but we'll see. Hey, everybody, I really appreciate it. We've had a great audience out there. There's been a lot of comments, a lot of chats. This has been absolutely phenomenal. It's made my biomed week.
I hear that, man.
This has been the cherry on the top. Guys, I I'm grateful for y'all. I really am. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. But look forward to next time. Let's see. Who are we looking for next time? There's two potential guests that could come on.
Oh yeah. They can be on the Fireside Chat or the Rich and Duella Show. Take your pick.
Take your pick.
Do both. Do both.
Yeah, do both.
All right. Good night, Emily. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Have a great night.
All right.
Do I have to stay on? I'll see you.
All right, brother.